all you Minnesota Twins fans that were in the comments, I'm going to give you so much. Welcome back to Beyond the Diamond. Tic Tac Toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. Your Houston Astros are going back to the ALCS for the 7th consecutive year.
The Houston Invitational.
The Houston Invitational.
And who's next? Who's coming up next?
And how sweet it is, because all you Minnesota Twins fans that were in the comments, I'm going to give you so much. But before we get into all that, this episode wouldn't be brought to you and presented to you without our sponsors, and that is Big City Wings, Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint, 13 locations. We were actually at Big City Wings of the clincher, Game 4 of the ALDS. We're at the East Downtown location. Check them out this weekend and during the playoffs, especially for football season as well. Go to bigcitywings.com to find a location near you. I guarantee you could throw a baseball and hit a Big City Wings location. That's how close they are to you.
Especially
Houston through to through. Our second, attention Bloody Mary lovers, get ready for a new taste sensation with Zing Zang's Blazing Bloody Mary Mix. Spice up your brunch or party with the perfect blend of tomato juice, bold spices, and a hint of smoky bacon flavor. Shake things up with Zing Zang's Blazing Bloody Mary Mix. Zang responsibly.
Yeah.
And find a location near you, HEB, Total Wine, and any liquor store kind of near you, Specs. Yeah. And our last sponsor, Celebrity Mint. And actually, this is another surprise. We're filming this before Game 4 even starts. That's how confident we were, Minnesota Twins fans. Celebrity Mint. Celebrity Mint launches this Saturday at New York Comic Con. I will be there with Kenny and Matt and the Celebrity Mint team and Ric Flair himself, as they are disruptors in the new numismatic memorabilia space. Really pumped to see. You'll see on Instagram. You'll see on Twitter. Check out all the pieces. These chibis with Ric Flair, insane. So you'll be able to see that on Twitter and Instagram. And Mr. Joshua, all roads led to this moment, it felt like.
All roads lead to Texas.
All roads. You can go to hell. I'm going to Texas.
All right.
That's what Davy Crockett said about the ALCS.
That is what he said.
I think so. I read it in a book.
Yeah. Well, that means it's true.
In a book.
And Lone Star ALCS.
I think this is what the league wished for when they forced Houston to the American League.
It might be.
And it finally came full circle. You have the AL West champion Astros versus the AL wildcard Texas Rangers from South Oklahoma. And Rangers are kind of on fire. They swept themselves to the ALCS.
Yeah.
In both series, I think both teams, the Rays, were decimated due to injuries and their franchise player being incarcerated, most likely.
Yeah.
The young Baltimore Orioles,
I just think that they weren't ready yet.
they weren't ready.
They didn't have the pitching either.
Turn it off. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights.
Yeah, they weren't ready yet.
It was you could tell they were wide-eyed and in shock. The Texas offense is legitimately for real. When you spend $1 billion, that's a good return. They are in the ALCS for the first time since 2011, I believe. And so the I-45 corridor matchup. This would be the most expensive ALCS I'll probably ever be a part of in my entire life.
You going to all the games?
We'll find some sponsors to get us up and down. At least I want to go Texas Live. Maybe some of the road games. We'll discuss that.
Sure.
But I think it's poetic that if it wasn't going to be like the Yankees or the Red Sox, the teams we typically play, it was going to be the Texas Rangers.
Yeah. It makes it a little more fun. You know, the Twin series we just had. It's like they're a good team, but I know beef with them, so it's like it's just like it's like fun playoffs, but it also at the same time when we're beating them, it just feels like an August game.
Yeah,
like,
Minnesota Twins felt like the cousin you see like maybe once every couple summers. You hang out, you beat them in Madden, and you're like, all right, this is boring. I'm bored. I want to go home.
But this will feel like, you know, every win, every loss, every pitch is gonna feel intense.
And it's crazy because like in the scope of sports. Like, I'm a Cowboys fan, so my team's up in the DFW, but I'm a diehard Astros fan. You have
sorry, guys.
You have Longhorn fans and Aggie fans that are Astro fans and Ranger fans.
Yeah.
You have, it's like literally.
It's like a web. It's like what are they called?
The circles, the Venn diagrams.
Venn diagrams, yeah.
You have, I mean, the state's going to be probably split right down the middle.
There's going to be it's like a civil war.
Yeah.
There's going to be fights.
Brothers fought brothers. Sisters fought sisters.
Fights between families.
Yeah.
And
house divided.
At your local Buc-ee's, grab a weapon.
I think it makes I mean, look, like I said, 7 ALCSs in a row were spoiled rotten. This one could be one of the sweetest if you get the job done.
I think so. I mean, winning is obviously huge, but if the Astros happen to sweep the Rangers, where would you rank that on compared to the sweeping the Yankees last year? Better or worse in your?
We keep beating the Yankees, so I put it probably higher.
That's what I would think too. Plus the Yankees were they shouldn't have been there last year, so it felt like beating up on a little kid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, it may be recency bias, but I actually would put this 17, 19. If you beat the Rangers 23, Yankees 22. Of the ALCS's advancement of those teams.
Yeah.
Also, I think the fact that how the AL West ended on game 162, it's really cool to see now this going to a 7-gamer.
Kind of crazy how it's led to this.
Yeah. And good on the Rangers. They buckled down. They had to go fly all over the place and get the job done and swept their way to the ALCS. But this is a different beast. The Orioles or Rays never got into their bullpen. In the short series, look, I'm a big Bruce Bochy guy. He knows how to coach. I've always said, I've always counted the Rangers out, but I've always kept them just around the hoop because of what Bruce Bochy can do, how he can circle the wagons.
Yeah.
But you can't mask a bullpen in a 7-game series. I mean, excuse me, you can't mask the bad bullpen you have in a 7-game series.
Chapman's going to have to pitch.
Yeah, obviously they are rested and they're not worn down like they were during the regular season. But that bullpen is still the same bullpen that gave up a lot of runs. We've seen it time and time again in the Astros series. That games 4, 5, 6, 7. Once you pitch them in games 1, 2, and 3, those relievers, the Astros tend to get to them in that later half of the series.
Let's that's a good segue to go into the matchups in general. Let's just rattle off the main aspects of the game and see in your mind who has the advantage. So we'll start with starting rotation. So they got the Astros. They have Jordan Montgomery, Nathan Eovaldi.
They'll rotate. They'll probably bring in Haney, Scherzer.
I was going to say, does Scherzer pitch? You think
100%. He hates the Astros. He hates Verlander. This is, yeah.
So I think you're right. I think it's the Astros, mostly because they're proven in
the emergence of Christian Javier.
Yeah, and the depth, I think it's there. So then going into the bullpen, I think it's clearly the Astros by far. So if you get to their starting rotation, if you chase Nathan Eovaldi in the 4th, you should win that game. There should be no reason why you don't win that game.
Yeah.
So say starting rotation and bullpen are in the Astros' favor.
I would say bullpen clear advantage, 3 thumbs.
Yeah.
I would say rotation 1.5 thumbs.
Okay.
On the scale.
And where you would line up? I'll say, I think the Rangers lineup might have us by half if we're using thumbs. I don't know what this metric system is, but
1, 2, 3, 3 green thumbs.
Yeah.
Scale.
I would say half a thumb.
They have the advantage, you think?
For the Rangers, I think.
I think the big thing going into it, and I already see what big media is going to do. The Astros are going to go up 2-0 in the series, and they're going to be the 6 days off for the red hot Rangers offense, cool them off.
Yeah.
Because up to this point, the Rangers offense has been very, very good, but now they're going to have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 full days before they actually play Sunday night.
Yeah.
The Rangers lineup bangs for sure. I just think this team the Astros have been so battle tested, and I think they've shown in this Minnesota series they just get it to the next guy. Where the Rangers, I think, really rely on that big inning momentum, landing one big punch,
a big swing from Garcia or
right.
Young or
and if you can just wear them down, tire them out, it feels like you can just jab your way to a win.
Mhm.
And I think that's what the Astros do so well. They can stand in the middle of the ring and throw haymakers in a heavyweight bout fight.
Yeah.
But what the Astros do best, and especially in 7-game series, come on, get in the deep end. Come on, let's go swim. And they just their mental fortitude is crazy.
I think the only thing we'd look out for is if the Rangers, what's his name, Mike Maddox, is that his name, the pitching coach? If they really analyze and look at how the Twins, how Pablo Lopez specifically attacked the Astros lineup and filling up the zone with strikes, I think that I think the Astros can adjust to that quicker now, maybe because they've seen it, but I think that is the way to get them.
Yeah,
because like you said, the Astros want to make your pitcher work, especially with how bad the Rangers bullpen is. They're going to be looking to get the starters' pitch count up quick. But if you're filling up the zone with strikes, then you're taking strike one. Shit. Maybe there's a ball. All of a sudden you're in these 2-strike counts and playing from behind. I think that could be the only like real issue I see with the Astros lineup. But when Yordan is just on another planet, it's kind of hard to stop them from doing what they want to do.
And you have homegrown versus bought situation going, and it's not disrespect to the Rangers. They went out and spent money. If you're a fan, you want your front office to do what the Texas Rangers did.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you see it with San Diego, you see it with the Mets. When you spend money, it doesn't work and blows up right in your face. But hey, they spent money. They're playing for a pennant. But we'll wrap up and we'll get more into the actual nitty gritty of it in another episode. But I just want to say to the Ranger fans that go to the game, you're probably going to be in the nosebleeds if you're not right behind the dugout. We'll be in the nosebleeds too. That's not a jab, but this is the jab. If you look around the 300 section, you'll actually see where AL West pennants should go, and it's in the nosebleeds.
Yeah,
the real ones are up. The real stuff goes up.
Yeah.
Out in left center field.
It's hard metal. It's not.
It's actually gold.
It's hard metal.
It's gold if you can.
It's not a little flappy flag. We just kind of throw those around.
Yeah, it's gold. Sometimes they say it's like sort of out of the reach of someone's glove, but it's up there if you really pay attention. Yeah. So that's going to be Southern Hospitality down here for game 1. It looks like it's going to be Verlander, Montgomery, or Verlander,
I think Evaldi.
Evaldi.
I think Evaldi. They'll throw him first.
Either way, it's going to be some good baseball. I'll give my prediction on the next episode, but other than that, this is just kind of a emergency release drop episode of Tic Tac Toe.
Astros back in it. 7
in a row.
Back in the dance again.
It feels good. It feels like the Houston Invitational. You re-arrived.
Been one of the final 4 teams 7 seasons in a row. Can you imagine a college, like a March Madness college team?
Where the Alabama, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas of
7 years in a row in the Final Four.
This is ridiculous. That was filthy. I think everyone tuning in, like, subscribe, resubscribe, leave a comment. But don't take this for granted. Like, 7 in a row is insane.
You know what? I think
insane.
It does help playing the Rangers. I think helps our crowd at Minute Maid Park.
Ooh, yes.
I think that helps. It's not playing the Yankees again. It's not. It's the Rangers.
It's not a bye week.
We're heated. Also, there's gonna be a lot of Rangers fans there, which they're gonna be getting loud, but like that helps.
I bet it's gonna be 60-40.
You think it'll be 40% Rangers fans?
I do.
Probably
DFW spending money on Cowboy tickets right now. Or
you're probably right because they haven't been to one in so long. So all those fans in Dallas that
maybe
haven't
not 70-30 for sure.
It's going to be a lot because there's going to be a lot of those fans in Dallas that haven't seen a CS in over 10 years now. So they're going to spend the money to travel down to Houston and pay hundreds of dollars for tickets, which is unfortunate because a lot of Astros fans have been priced out. But but the Rangers fans that are diehards and have money, they're going to be traveling. So you're probably right. It's going to be like 70-30.
And I think when it goes up to Fort Worth, it'll be 70-30 as well.
I think so as well. So
House is divided, Civil War.
It's going to be so fun.
The Texas Civil War for like pennant.
We should do a little preview with muskets and like little hats.
Okay.
We're the Union, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We're canceled.
That's going to do it for our ALCS preview emergency broadcast episode. Big one. That's
big
a big one.
A big one like Big City Wings. Shout out Big City Wings. Shout out Zing Zang responsibly, and shout out Celebrity Mint. I'll be out there in New York City because I forgot to change my flight because I usually expect to play in New York this October, and I guess we're not this year.
Yeah.
So I gotta.
You booked it early.
Yeah, booked it early. So I have
last
to go.
year.
And that's it. I mean.
Yeah. All right.
Tic Tac Toe 7 in a row. What else can you say?
That's been Beyond the Diamond. I'm Josh. That's Dez. We will see you next time.
Peace. Love you guys.